Welcome back. Welcome to a new anime review series. This one I'm reviewing anime review of adaptation of this particular manga, One Piece. Yep, the pirate manga. Yep, this is as far as I've gotten to in the One Piece manga. 50 volumes in. I'm on the Sea Body arc, first of 5 books. I had to bring that up. Yeah. Now, the person who created this manga. His name is Elchio Oda. Yeah, excuse me. And unlike some of the other manga, other anime I reviewed, this one is still going and has never taken a hiatus like Hunter x Hunter has. Naruto ended 3 years ago. Bleach ended last year. Yu Hakusho ended in 1995, which that was 12 years ago. Yeah, 12 years ago. That's when it ended. Fairy Tail just recently ended, so yeah, there's that. Hunter x Hunter is still going on, but it's gone through very similar hiatuses, and currently, as of this past weekend, it's released 367 chapters. One Piece has released 874 chapters. Now, right now, this is basically a review of Season 1, which is an adaptation of the first 11 volumes, and also starts basically, I think, with the first couple chapters of Book 11, Book 12. Let's see here. Let's see, how many chapters is the first 11? Let me think here. Let's see. By book 11, it is 99. I would say that the thing ends with with chapter 103. So yeah, this season adapted 103 chapters in just 62 episodes. Yeah. But basically, despite the fact there are several different mini arcs of this whole season, encompassing the East Blue arc, which takes up the first 12 volumes of the manga, there's actually a quick filler arc, which kind of takes place between, before the Longtown arc, and I think after the, it was just after a Wrong Park, I think it was, yeah. Now, the first episode is just a standalone. It just introduces Leafy. Unlike in the manga where the character Naomi, the girl with orange hair, she does not make her debut in the manga until chapter 8. In the anime, it was basically in the pilot episode. Yeah, and she also shows up pretty much in... Now, she's actually the first character to show up in the anime before Leafy does. Leafy makes his debut in the most unusual way possible. Basically, it takes him about 7 minutes into the episode, maybe 8 minutes. He basically makes his debut coming out of a barrel. Yeah. He basically spends time sleeping in a barrel. Now, his appearance is quite simple. He's got a straw hat, a red vest, looks like jean shorts with rolled up basically at the top, and he wears what looks like flip-flop sandals. That simply is attire. And he basically is a rubber man, basically somewhere eat devil fruit. Now, in the pilot episode, there's a particular pirate who's introduced there who does come back later, and she has a completely different appearance. Yeah, I know this is in the manga as well. Her name is, if I look her up, I think his name is Alvaro, I think her name is. Let's see. Yeah, Alvida. Yeah, Alvida. That is her name. She's introduced in the very first episode of the series, and she disappears and is not seen again until, the two-parter, which happens right after the Orange Town arc, and I think before Wrong Park, I think it is. Let me take a look here. Yeah, that's when she makes a return. Let me look it up here. It takes her, let's see. Excuse me. It takes her approximately 45 episodes to make a return. Now, most of this entire season, with the exception of the filler arc, is adapted from the manga. There are 2 episodes that are technically adapted from the manga, but they're adapted from. Let me point this out here. Each chapter in the manga always began with this particular type of segment. Yeah, it's basically a cover segment. Yeah, basically this. Yeah, each book basically began with this particular type of segment, and every chapter began this way, and the 2-parter involving Buggy the Clown, who made his debut, I think, in episode 2, I believe it was, correct? Yeah, in the anime, I think it was episode 2. No, I think it was 3. What episode was it? It was, episode 5. Yes, 5 episodes in. Now, I should point out, though, basically about the characters. Now, in the first episode, we introduced to Leafy, Alvira, Kobe, Zulu shows up at the end of the episode, and Naomi. They all make a debut in episode 1. A bit later on, they show a corrupt Marine who shows up for a couple episodes. Let's see. He comes back a little later on when the characters start getting bounties on their heads. The group starts out with 3. Basically, Zolo joins the episode 3, and Naomi joins kind of at the end of the Buggy arc. Now, I should point out some of the voice actors for these characters. Now, by episode 9, we introduced to Yusep, and 19 was we introduced to Sanjay. Also, by episode 17, which is basically toward the end of the Sur Village arc, which I think is like the 2nd or 3rd arc of the series, that's when you get introduced to their first of 2 ships, the Going Merry. Currently in the manga right now, they're up to the where they gotten rid of where they lost the Going Merry, replaced it with 1000 Sunny, a much bigger ship and a lot more advanced. But that is something for another time when I get to the season. I checked it basically when 1000 Sunny first shows up in the anime. It shows up in the 9th season of the show. Yep. But yeah, by episode 19, which is 2 episodes after they get the Going Merry, they get used to Sanjay, who becomes their chef because they need him to go to the Grand Line. Yeah, and the whole purpose of the show in the manga is that Leafy is looking for the One Piece so he can become the King of Pirates. Naomi wants to draw a map of the world. Zulu, or in the case of the dub, is basically Zoro. Now, I'm watching the Funimation dub of the show because I've heard the 4Kids one is really not that good. Because they kind of basically, well, the case kept them smoking. They take out his cigars and just have random smoke out of his mouth for no explained reason. And they heavily cut down the episodes from 62 to 48 for some reason. Yeah, for some reason they were editing together episodes for no explained reason. Thank God Funimation actually fixed that problem and had their regular voice actors. Now, of the 5 main characters, basically, now, Naomi, her voice actress is somebody I'm not familiar with at all. So let's start with people I'm familiar with. Leafy, like I mentioned in Fairy Tail, is voiced by the same person who voices Urza Scarlet, and she also voices the child version of Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. Zoro was voiced by the guy who's known for voicing Piccolo and Vegeta. I'm not kidding. It's basically Piccolo. He's basically used his Piccolo voice. He did the same thing in Fairy Tail when he voiced Elfman. Yusef is voiced by the guy who voiced Krillin. Yep, you hear Krillin's voice coming out of Yusef's mouth. No, seriously, it is his voice. For Sanjay, it's actually Future Trunks, basically, who's voicing him. Buggy the Clown is voiced by the guy. Now, his voice sounds a lot like early Vegeta from the first first few seasons of Dragon Ball Z, and yet it's the guy who's known for voicing Master Roshi, Yajirobe, and Android 8. It's quite bizarre, to say the least. Smoker, I'm not sure who voices him, but he's an interesting character. His Sergeant Major is voiced by the same actors who voiced Mira Jade from Fairy Tail. Naomi is now the mother, Baraji, I think her name is. Now, I heard her voice. I'm like, okay, this voice sounds very familiar. And it's the Funimation dub actors for Chi-Chi from DBZ. I'm like, okay, not bad choice because, well, Chi-Chi's a mother, so why not have her voice a character who is actually smoking hot? Yeah, her adopted mother is a smoking hot woman. Though, when she died, she was like 30 when she died. Now, the thing about the characters is, and I haven't looked up how old Zoro is, but at this point, Leafy, Usopp, and Sanjay are all 17. Naomi's 18. I have not looked up yet how old Zoro is yet. I haven't looked it up for him at all, but he looks like probably his late teens, early 20s, I say. Let's see. Now, the whole quest idea, basically every episode for a little while, for the first like 30 episodes or so, it began with an intro basically where they have the King of Pirates, so they have a flashback actually showing his full execution, where he gets executed in the most bizarre way possible. I have never seen executions of this in fiction. Now, used executions I've seen basically have been hanging, beheading, there's been executions, lethal injection, burning at the stake. This one is the most bizarre one I've ever seen, where it requires two guys with long swords, and they apparently impale him. I'm like, is this a Japanese way of execution or something? It's really bizarre. I have never heard of an execution like this at all. And this is how Gold Roger basically is executed. He basically is kneeling down. He's basically sitting cross-legged, and these two guys stick swords straight into his gut, basically right into his chest, and basically that's how he's executed. I'm like, okay, that's the most bizarre way. That's the most unusual way I've ever seen anybody executed before, but I guess they figure though. Also, a lot of the characters, including captains, even people in the Marines, wear the style of European shoulder things with little tassels. Yeah, all of them basically have this. Now, certain characters have devil fruit. Besides Leafy, Boggy the Clown also has devil fruit powers, along with Averja basically comes back leader. Her ability is that she's got smooth skin and nothing can stick on except for her hat and a bikini and basically a swimsuit. That's simply her attire. Excuse me. Boggy's ability is Chop Chop, where he can chop his body up to make him pieces. As a matter of fact, this actually was one of the reasons why this actually was his undoing when he was defeated the first time in the series, where Naomi tied up his parts, and his crew took his parts, and all he had left was his head, his arms, and his feet. His hands and his feet. That's simply it. And basically the two-parter for episodes, I think it was 45, it was after Wrong Park, I think it was. It was after Wrong Park before Longtown, where it kind of explains how he got his body parts back. It's actually a depiction on screen, and how he meets up with Averja, and basically his reunion with his crew. And his crew is quite interesting people. I mean, you have an acrobat who rides on a unicycle, and apparently is a swordsman as well. It's like his crew is a circus, and he goes by, his infamous name is that he's Boggy the Clown. And there's a recurring gag, and it's quite hilarious, where anybody who talks about his nose, he gets very angry at them at it. It is so hilarious. There's one character who shows up for 2 episodes of the season. There's this character who's kind of trapped in a treasure chest. Apparently he's been there for 20 years. Shows up for 1 episode, which is actually which actually had to trade from the manga. And he shows up in the 2-part with Buggy. Yeah, it's really fun to see this guy. And the season kind of ended with basically the start of a, basically that's, well, part of basically, it was collected from volumes 12 to 24, the Barak's Work arc, which takes it volumes 12 to 24. Now, starting with the last episode of this season, and it ends with the last episode of season 4. That's where it officially ends. After 68 episodes. Yeah, that's how long these set episodes are for the next arc. Let me think. You get to learn a lot about the characters over the course of the season. You get to learn about Zoro. Basically, all the characters, you basically can kind of explain their backstory, basically how they inspired to become a pirate. Usopp, you get a chance to see a little bit of him, but not very much. At least Naomi, you got a chance to see what the reasoning for. And originally, now when she's first seen, she always seen wearing a t-shirt. After a while, she stopped wearing t-shirt and wearing tank tops, basically because on her right arm she had a tattoo of being a wrong pirate. Now, the wrong pirates were basically fishmen, and their captain is a shark man. No, seriously, it's a shark man, and it's various different creatures. And they think that, oh, the fishmen are superior to humans. Yeah, it's a common survival of the fittest type of deal. Each arc is really good. It sticks pretty close to how it was depicted in the manga. There's some dialect changes here and there, like one example is Lee Fei know exactly who Yusef is right away, instead of guessing later on exactly what his name is. And also, his dialogue with Buggy has changed during the Launchtown arc, where in the manga he says basically when he sees Buggy, he recognizes him right away. He says, "Hi, Buggy." Yeah, it's so hilarious, and I'm glad the fact they kept in the thing with Alvarez, because he didn't recognize her, because basically when she's seen the pilot episode, she's like an overweight woman, she's butt ugly. And yet, when she devils from, she becomes a smoking hot woman, and everybody falls for her, both men and women. It's quite hilarious. And also, she orders Buggy's men around. It's quite weird because, well, they entered an alliance on a two-parter. Now in the anime, Buggy basically is saying, "Oh yeah, hi Leafy," and Leafy is trying to guess like who he is because, well, he's kind of an idiot. I should point out, though, Leafy is one of the very few characters I've seen in anime where the main character whose hair is black. I've seen this also for Goku from DBZ, Ash Ketchum from Pokemon. Let's see, Yu Hakusho, Yusei basically has got black hair. Hunter x Hunter Gona's got black hair. I'm trying to think who else. Oh yeah, definitely Leafy. And I think that's it for main characters. Yeah, and for some reason in Fairy Tail, the main character's got pink hair. Yeah. I'm thinking pink hair. That's usually a hair you see with women, not with guys. It's really bizarre. And it's also really bizarre to see a woman with orange hair. That's Naomi. And she's one of two women I've seen in anime basically have orange hair. The other, of course, is Orihime from Bleach. Though her hair kind of looks like reddish, but I've seen red hair. Basically, Ursa Scarlet's definitely got dark red hair. Though in Bleach, basically, Orihime's kind of like lightish red hair, but looks more orange. That's what it looks like to me. But oh yeah, and Zoro's hair is green. Yeah, I'm not kidding. His hair is green. Sanjay is a blonde, and Yusef basically also has got black hair as well. So it's a quite interesting crew. Basically, it's 4 guys and a girl to start off with. Though later on they get another woman, a reindeer. No, seriously, it's a reindeer. And like 2 other guys. Now people get later on. Basically, 3 of these people, 3 of the 4 main people basically who join the crew later, all have got devil fruit powers. Now I haven't got to them yet when they get introduced in the anime. Now one of whom is going to be introduced this particular season. I'm working on right now with season 2. Next one will be introduced in the following season, and the third one, the last one who's got devil fruit powers, he will be introduced until season 10. Which that will be much later down the line, probably in about a week or 2. I'll probably get to it. Okay, but this is a great season, but long. 62 episodes. It took me just a few days to get through. Those next days take me just a few hours, not a few days. Kind of all the same thing with season 3 as well. Basically, season 2 is the first of 2 seasons in a row where it's pretty short seasons. I get these pretty quickly. Though season 4 is 38 episodes. Okay, so that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for part 2. Probably will be tomorrow, because by the time I finish the season, it'll be kind of late by the time I finish it up. Okay, but until then, I will see you there. Bye.